Hey, it's your old pal, Mr. Cook. We just finished up numbers 1 and 2. Now we're moving on to the graphs and the unit vectors. All right, so here we go, the graphs. Use the vectors from number 2 to sketch a graph of the specified vector. Darn it, I already did all this stuff. Oh, well, I guess I'll just translate it back onto here. So let's see here. Negative v. Okay, so the v vector, right? Well, didn't we have a number for that? We had a -2, -3, I believe, right? So it's just going the opposite direction. So left 2 and then down 3, 1, 2, 3. That puts it right over here. So we just draw a little arrow from the origin over to there. That's it. Okay, that's part A. Part B is 3 times V. So 3V was, let's see, 6, 9. So we got to go to the right by 6 and then up by 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there it is. So we start at the origin and go to there. Oops, I'm a little bit off on that one. Darn it. There we go. Second time, a little bit better. There's my vector. All right, next up, u plus v. So if I added the two of them together, here's what I ended up with. U plus v was -4 plus 2. That's -2. Right, there we go. And then v was, let's see. Then the second component was -1 plus 3, so 2. So the resulting vector was -2, so to the left 2, and then up 2, 1, 2. There we go. I think I'm doing this right. Use the vectors from number 2 to sketch a graph of the specified vector. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could add in the other things too, like your original vectors, your v vector, and all that stuff. But I don't know if that's necessarily what it's asking for. U minus v. What was that again? It was -4 minus 2, so -6. And then -1 minus 3 is -4. So here's how this one looks. -6, so to the left, 6 from the origin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it ends up right over there. So it starts at the origin and then goes right over there. So there's my little vector. Draw the little arrow ending at that point. And then we had u plus 2v. What was that one? What did that look like? So u is -4 plus 2 of 2, that'd be 4, so 0. And then let's see here, -1 plus, plus 6. Oh, did I make a mistake on that one when I did it last time? I think I might have. Did I get 7 or did I write 5? I don't know, whatever. But this one should be -1 plus 6, which would be a +5. So 0, 5 should be my answer. I'd have to look back at the last video, but I think I said 0, 7 for that one for whatever reason. I don't remember. Sorry, it's been a long day. 0, 5 is where I need to go. So I start at the origin, and then I go to the left or to the right by 0, and then I go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. All right, so just go straight up, and there's my vector. All right, next up, it says to find the unit vector. Well, when it says unit vector, that's actually like pretty easy. It's just a formula. And here's how the formula looks. For a unit vector, what we do is we take, so the unit vector u is equal to some vector x divided by its magnitude. So its magnitude is basically like the Pythagorean theorem for all of its parts, okay? So that's what I'd want to find first, the magnitude, okay? So I'm going to find the magnitude of the vector v, and it's really easy to find this thing. It's just the square root of the components squared and added together. So 6 squared plus 0 squared. All right, so 6 squared is 36. 0 squared is 0, so that just adds up to 36. And the square root of 36 is 6. So here's what we do. Ready? Now we've got this part here. Now we just divide that into the components. So v over the magnitude of v is going to be 6, 0, okay? But then divided by the magnitude. And the magnitude was 6, so divide by 6 for each of those. And that'll give us our little component. So 6 divided by 6 is 1, so 1. And then 0 over 6 is 0. What a unit vector does is that it takes the same exact vector, but then it shrinks it down into what we call a unit. Or in other words, it has a length of 1. magnitude of 1. And sure enough, if you were to take this vector over here and find its magnitude, it would guaranteed be 1. Okay. All right, we're going to do that same exact process with this other vector, the vector u. So we're going to find its magnitude first. So we take the square root of 5 squared, and then plus negative 12 squared. So 5 squared is 25, 12 squared is 144. If I add those together, I get 169, and the square root of 169 is 13. So here's what I'm going to do. Ready? To find the unit vector for this, the unit of the vector u, it's going to be equal to u divided by its magnitude, which is, the component values, 5 and negative 12, divided by that number that we just found, 13. So divided by 13 and divided by 13 here. And you can't really simplify that any further like we could with letter A. So we're just going to leave it like that, okay? This would be our answer. We just leave it as a fraction. Okay, let's do the same thing with the next one, letter C. All right, so let's find the magnitude of u first. So it's the square root of 3 squared plus negative 4 squared. So that's going to be the square root of 9 plus 16. 9 and 16 adds up to 25, and the square root of 25 is 5. All right, so now we're going to take the vector u and divide it by its magnitude, which we just found, 5. So that's going to be 3 over 5 and negative 4 over 5. And there's our unit vector for letter C. All right, last one, D. Here we go. So we find the magnitude first. The magnitude of the vector v is going to be equal to the square root of 5 squared plus 12 squared. So that's going to be the square root of 25 and 144. Oops. So that's going to be the square root of 169 again, which is just 13. So the unit vector for v is going to be the following. It's v over its magnitude. And so then we get, let's see here, 5 over 13, and then 12 over 13. And there's our unit vector for the letter D. Okay, I guess that's the end of that video, and then we'll do, 5 and 6? Yeah, 5, 6, and 7, and then we'll do the word problems on the last video. Okay, that's it for this one. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.